What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how is it going?
Well, I started the day by accidentally putting in the milk instead of the boiling water for my tea. So,
no.
Yeah. Look, it can only go up. Can only go up, Connor.
You looked at it and you went, no further down. There's literally nothing that could happen in this pandemic-riddled world that could make this worse.
I'm the most hard done by in all of this.
You were putting up on Twitter like, guys, sympathy? Hashtag sympathy, guys.
Hashtag simp for me.
So, Shaun, what is weird news?
You have spent the week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world, and you're about to read those stories out to me. Now, I have not experienced the horror of most of these weird news stories, so we're getting some genuine reaction and genuine conversation about how mental people are.
Now, Shaun, you will be proud of me at the start of this episode, because on Monday,
a bold claim.
And a bold claim for anyone who's ever met me. But, Shaun, on Monday I had the sniffles. And that was because
you did. Something fierce.
I continuously rejected your ideas, and I kept going out for runs in shorts and a t-shirt while weather warnings were out in Ireland because it's the middle of January. And I had to deal with the fact that I got sick, because eventually my body was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's very cold, you're in shorts.
We're going to teach this fucker a lesson.
So I had to take a step back. Now today, we were going to record, and I was going to go running because I was feeling good. But then I said, no, it's lashing rain, I have to record later, let's leave it. So Shaun, you have me at full fitness, full health.
He's top level Connor at the minute.
Not even the near bit of tissue around me. Don't need them. I'm absolutely fine.
He's not even breathed through his nose the last day or so for fear of introducing dust to the equation.
So I'm ready to go for this week's weird news, and I'm very excited because we're starting off with one of our favourite characters here on Weird News. Is, we have the Loch Ness Monster, but you also have Bigfoot, Shaun. Now, Bigfoot's a pretty big deal. We all know he's very real. Everyone always talks about that. But one thing we don't talk about is the fact that Bigfoot can also be a reason to bring in, a tradition in an area. And that is why an Oklahoma senator has proposed a new Bigfoot hunting season bill. Yes!
Hang on. Okay, there's a number of flaws with this entire plan. However, usually, if we go back to what Looney Tunes taught us, duck season, wabbit season.
Yeah.
The idea there being there's a surplus of some of these animals.
Yeah.
Endangering the ecosphere, and so some restricted level of hunting is allowed. But surely there's only one Bigfoot.
Yeah, I feel like Bigfoot season or hunting season won't last very long once one person wins.
Exactly, that is the end, unless that person, like the Tim Allen effect, that person then becomes Bigfoot.
Imagine you kill him and then you have to put on his fucking boots and his big coat. Well, I'm Bigfoot now.
And then you become blurry all of a sudden.
And then suddenly you have to walk real weird and turn your body halfway around the opposite direction.
So it's just going to be like a 1v90 for Bigfoot on this one.
So, Oklahoma Representative Justin Humphrey has introduced a new bill that will create a Bigfoot hunting season, according to the Associated Press.
That's a man with two first names, by the way.
Justin Humphrey.
Yeah.
Humphrey. You don't see many Humphreys around these days.
After Bogart, people felt like you just couldn't one-up him.
Adolf died out as well. Humphrey said...
Let's not tie those together. Shout out to any Humphreys out there.
But not any Adolfs. No shout out for you. So Humphrey said, issuing a state hunting license and tag could boost tourism during that time if they had a Bigfoot hunting festival.
Is now the time to be organising more festivals?
Bring people in. bring as many people from as many different households, one area, send them out hunting.
Send them out hunting. And, like, of course, bring them from all over the country, you know?
Yeah. Well, you don't want to just have them from Oklahoma. That will only... That won't cull the herd quite enough.
We want to spread the word about Bigfoot.
So when
we want some kind of super spreader event.
But a super spreader of fun is what I'm looking for. So, establishing an actual hunting season and issuing licenses for people who want to hunt Bigfoot, in his own words, will just draw more people to our already beautiful part of the state.
Sure, clearly the state isn't doing enough then if they need to entice what is objectively like... there's an argument to be made that this is just murder, by the way.
To who, though?
Like, I don't... Because Bigfoot is a thing because there's some element of the story that says, like, oh, Bigfoot is, like, somewhat related to humans. Like the abominable snowman or some kind of... Yeti-type figure.
All brothers.
All brothers and cousins. And friends, most importantly.
It's not about the friends you made along the way when you're just being a bit blurry.
Is it... Look, here's my question. Is it right to kill Bigfoot on sight?
It's like the death penalty, like debate. Like, is it right, though? Should we do it? He's done some pretty bad things, but he's still just a man.
What has he done? What badness has Bigfoot done?
Name one crime that Bigfoot has committed. You can't. The man has just been a legend.
This might be a conversation we should have off air, but maybe on like Patreon or something we could talk about just weird cryptids and urban legends at some point.
That's a true story. Why I bring this up in weird news is I feel like I wanted to include this because in my thought process, is there anything the world needs less right now? In the current pandemic, that people are dying, people are stuck in their houses, people are going through difficult times in all senses. They thought, this is the time. Let's introduce the fucking bill. We'll get this passed, the whole place will fucking cheer right up.
There is someone as well who has been waiting for this to pass. As well. Like their whole life they've been studying Bigfoot and have determined that he has to die.
Would you like to know the bounty that they have put on Bigfoot's head?
There's a bounty on him.
Yes.
Oh, I always do the thing where I guess
always
too
way
much.
Too high. Always way too high ruins the comedy. Please, Sean, let's go.
$500.
That's way too low. $25,000 is the bounty.
I was gonna guess 20,000.
If you can kill Bigfoot, you get $25,000. In other words, you might as well not. I wouldn't spend it too early. I would probably save it.
Yeah, what? Like, can you even kill Bigfoot?
I guess we're going to find out, Sean.
I suppose. Because he's how tall is... these are so many questions about Bigfoot that I have.
As if, like, I know Bigfoot inside and out. I know as much as you do. We all know the same about Bigfoot, other than the fact that we seen that one video that was blurry, where he half turned, and he looked a bit weird, and then he moved away.
Okay, apparently Bigfoot is between 6 and 9 feet tall, and apparently has claws as well. But the Wikipedia article says it's likely they came from bears, which also have claws.
Wikipedia doesn't even believe it. And that believes everything. You can type whatever you want in there.
Anyone can edit it. It says we have a successful podcast.
Actually, we don't have a Wikipedia.
We don't.
They only do that for successful podcasts. So, do you think this bounty, that the fact that there is going to be a Bigfoot hunting season, will it attract tourism for all across the world?
I don't think it can at the minute. It depends. When's the optimal time to hunt Bigfoot? I would say like autumn.
October.
You hunt Bigfoot in October. That's when you know.
But what if you accidentally shoot a man who's accidentally dressed as Bigfoot for Halloween?
That's... If someone decides to dress up as Bigfoot during Bigfoot hunting season...
and you shoot them, do you get away with the murder?
Because surely you have a license to kill Bigfoot, and under reasonable circumstances you could say...
That's the James Bond movie none of us have seen. Surely you have a license to kill Bigfoot.
Now, I'm not suggesting just take pot shots on the road.
I'm suggesting that, yeah.
Someone dressed up as a gorilla.
It's close enough.
To answer your original question, though, I don't think it will attract big game hunters, but a certain type of people will want to hunt Bigfoot, and it's the same type of people that camped out at Area 51 a few months back.
The people in there, they're all decked out to the fucking max, the heaviest machine guns, all the backpacks, everything, decked out in camo gear. They've got the makeup on their faces and everything, and they're all just popping out of bushes slowly, looking at each other. He's not here yet. Popping back down. We go back into hiding.
That is ridiculous. I wonder if that bill will pass. I want updates on that.
Okay. So Shaun, we're going to move on from our first story of the week to an unsolved mystery that I'm going to need you to solve.
God, you always bring these to me on a Wednesday.
Now, Shaun, many years ago, we used to do a radio show. A radio station actually allowed us to be on the radio talking this absolute drivel to each other.
Imagine this live and beamed into your house.
There was nobody saying no. We just did whatever we want. It was live. It was fine. But
we were loose cannons.
Loose cannons. They had to kick us off. We were too controversial. But Shaun, we had a mystery of a jar of pickles that used to appear in the middle of a highway. Was that not correct?
It was a jar of pickles, not just in the middle of a highway, randomly around various spots in this English town, I think.
No, I think this was in America. The pickles.
In this town, there was a jar of pickles that someone just kept putting around, and people would just document it on Facebook whenever it turned up.
So what if I told you there was another similar unsolved mystery, Shaun, that I'm looking to you to be able to solve? Because one of our next weird news stories is, for this week, the unsolved mystery of the Wayland baked potatoes.
Wayland baked potato. This is better than a jar of pickles because that involves prep.
Yeah. So, as if out of a Sherlock Holmes novel or an Agatha Christie classic, a mystery emerged outside the Wayland Free Public Library last week and has since gained worldwide attention, Shaun.
Okay. We're certainly adding to the worldwide attention at this point. So if one person in America and us talk about this, that's worldwide. So
the first Facebook post was posted last week, Shaun, and it was a picture of a potato lying in the grass just outside the library. Nobody knew how it got there, but it appeared to be perfectly lovely baked russets.
A russet?
Yeah.
My God, the starch content.
So it's just sitting there. Everyone's kind of like, that's weird, but fair enough. It's a potato, who cares? But then, 2 days later, Shaun, a second spud popped up in the same place.
Is it possible it grew?
It would be a 2-day growth of one potato that was removed.
And it's already been baked, is that correct?
Yeah, it's already cooked.
Same spot, someone replaced the baked potato.
With a separate baked potato, yes.
Just go back to look at it. It's like, fucking, I like that
Dickheads. And none of us can imagine how they got there. Part of a rare potato migration, a kid on a bus revolted by a packed lunch, the librarians speculated in their post. Maybe one of you, if not able to solve the mystery definitively, perhaps you can come up with a more fanciful explanation, Shaun.
Is that actually in the report, a fanciful explanation?
That's what they did in their post, yes.
Right, so they're trying to get other people to do their work for... I see what's going on
So they
here.
move the potato, Shaun. And then...
Yeah.
What happens? They move the potato the second time. Then what happens? 3 days later, Shaun, outside the library, a woman turns up to go to her job. She's working in the library that day. She's about to walk in. She looks to her right. There are 2 more spuds sitting there in the grass, both cooked. Shaun, who is the mystery spud man?
Do we know it's a man?
We don't.
That's the first question.
We don't know it's a man.
And look, not to be, but should we ask the Irish in the area?
We're not. I only brought this to us because I felt we were the experts that this case needed. We're the only ones that can crack this.
That's it. Like the thing about the russet is
Put that in my will. The thing about the russet is... Go on.
Are you bequeathing russets to everyone?
Bequeathing russets, but go on.
So, like, it's one of the best potatoes to bake, first of all. So, they've done their research that they actually care that it's a good baked potato.
Yeah, they don't want a shitty potato. They're going for the best spud about.
That's it. And, like... What I think is that it's only going to escalate. Like, it started as a baked potato, which, let's be honest, is one of the purest forms to enjoy a potato. You just take a potato, fucking cut into it and heat it up. Great.
Nailed it.
Love it.
Put a bit of butter on top. Game over.
That's it. But, Connor, what happens if there's, like, a plate of mash left next? That's somehow more sinister to me.
That means they mashed it and then transported it, or they mashed it on site.
Oh, which is worse?
They turned up full potato, just rolled up their sleeves, right, let's get fucking mashing.
And why outside of the library as well? Is there any books related to potatoes?
Now, these are 2 of these scenarios, right? So they threw it out to the public to try and come up with reasons why this has happened. Now, I know me and you were going to try and solve this, but someone said a game of hot potato gone awry. That's right, I said awry and not awry, as I intend to do.
As one of your fantastic fuck-ups on the podcast.
A game of hot potato gone... I was about to say awry. Awry, damn it. Or is someone trying to promote a book in some weird way? No! That's a shit reason for putting potatoes outside a library.
Yeah, it's not great, I'll grant you.
No.
Unless what about, Connor? And look, you're going to say that this is not the reason, okay? But I want you to entertain the thought.
I'm entertaining it.
Perhaps it's a marketing campaign for the very hungry caterpillar.
You could have given me 1,000 guesses as to how that sentence was going to end, and I would not have guessed a hungry caterpillar.
Name one other character that ever eats food.
Brad Pitt, every character he's ever played.
What about...
This is Angelina Jolie framing Brad Pitt, trying to make him seem a bit weird.
But... What, like, I'm trying to figure out the significance of, like, placing it in the grass outside the library is, unless it's just someone's, like, maybe someone's, like, drunk food is just a fucking baked potato and they have to walk home past the library. And,
yeah.
But has it been untouched? Is there, like, a bite taken out of it?
No, there's no bite. It's untouched, Shaun. This is why this would not be in weird news if there was a potato found outside the library. That's not that weird. It's 1, a cooked potato. 2, placed in a piece of grass that then they moved the potato and 2 days later it arrives again. They remove that one. 2 more days or 3 more days they replace it with 2 more. That means there's someone actively in this world, as of this moment, who goes home and thinks, better fucking boil up that potato. Bake it right up. Get them fucking out in front of the library. Fuck all their days up.
Gonna sort that. I think... Connor.
Yes.
I've been researching russet potatoes in the meantime.
Right.
So, restaurants such as McDonald's use russet potatoes for their size, which produces long pieces suitable for French fries.
Oh, okay.
I think we've only found
It's the
the
fucking
first
clown.
potato. No. Think about this, right? So, if you stretch, 10 feet down the road, I think you'll find another baked potato.
Oh, okay.
And then 10 feet from that, another baked potato.
I think this is how someone would lure you into a sewer, though. I don't know if this would work for most other people.
Well, look, I've had 3 baked potatoes so far, so...
I'm feeling full and happy.
And happy. I just think that maybe someone has set up a baked potato stall outside the local McDonald's and is trying to lure avid book readers. Because a baked potato is the perfect book reading snack as well.
There's absolutely no way that sentence is anyway true. There's nobody that
Which
has
bit of
read
it?
a book and said, you know what I'd love right now? To eat a baked potato with my bare hands.
I know, you get a knife and fork.
How are you looking at the book then?
Sure, you put it down and then you take a bite and then you're chewing that and reading. You're having a great time, trust me. Sorry, I meant to point out as well, you're in the bath at the same time.
Well, of course, I already assumed that, Sean. I'm not an idiot. Right? But there's a mystery about who's leaving cooked baked potatoes outside a library and then when they move it, replacing it with more baked potatoes. So, if anyone knows anything, we really stress, send us in any evidence that you have, because this is a plague upon this town. And if we're not careful, there could be a full Christmas dinner sitting there in a few weeks. If we just leave this.
Oh my god, fucking, I didn't even consider that. Oh, that's, once the turkey and the ham and the gravy.
Yeah.
That
in the
won't
grass.
keep outside. That makes me really uncomfortable pouring gravy on grass. I don't know why that had that effect on me.
There's no plate. You don't need a plate. Just fucking gravy in the grass, bit of turkey, bit of ham. You're laughing.
Just, slap that all into a baked potato and read your favourite book.
I just want to find out who's doing this and why they're doing it. What is the reason? There's got to be a reason.
Maybe it's several people doing it. They take it in shit. Everyone chips in.
Oh yeah. It's like the town of Hot Fuzz.
That they're all in this secret society.
they're all in the secret society with cloaks on, wondering who's going to bake the next russet.
The Order of the Russet, they call it.
The Order of the Russet. So, Sean, we're going to move on from that mystery. We haven't solved it, but I just wanted the listeners of this show knowing that there's some fucked up person out there in the world now who's probably baking a russet as we speak.
I would wager that someone is baking a russet as we speak.
No,
That
but
doesn't
for a
mean they're
specific
fucked up.
reason, not to eat it, but to place it in the grass in front of a library.
Oh yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's a messed up. Do you think when they catch the person, they're going to jail, and they're just the cops are like, I've never seen something like this. It's so messed
40
up,
years
man.
on the force.
I thought I'd seen it all, but I can't sleep at night thinking of this.
I'm sure that exact situation is playing out, Connor.
Okay, we're going to move on to our next piece of news. Now, we all know, Sean, that dogs are very loyal, right?
They're the best.
They're the good boys, if you will, right? But the problem with dogs is that sometimes they're too loyal and they end up costing their owners money. Because I have owner spends $300 to treat his dog's limping. Later finds out the dog was intimidating him out of sympathy.
Intimidating him?
Imitating him out of sympathy.
Just growling.
Just alright, back the fuck up, man. Nothing to fucking see here.
This one, I think I've heard of this story. I think I've seen a gif of this story.
Yeah.
Of the man walking and the dog just limping beside him. And it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The man spends $300 to get his seemingly injured dog checked up. As it turns out, the dog wasn't injured at all, but pretending to limp in sympathy for his owner, who had a fractured leg. So the guy's in a cast, And suddenly, he comes home and his dog just starts limping around the fucking house. And as every good animal owner does, is like, I better go get the dog checked. Spends upwards of $300 to try and find out what is wrong with his dog. Later to find out the dog has literally nothing wrong with him. He's just doing it.
Absolutely grand.
The dog's grand. It's just trying to be nice. Trying to not show him that, like, he's alone.
Yeah, the dog being like, we're in this together, bud.
Yeah.
I would not be mad at that dog. Well, maybe 300 quid. I would, honestly, I think the story is worth 300 quid. And it's evidence of how good your dog is. Like, because I'll be honest, Connor, every dog that I meet is the best dog. But that dog is pretty fucking good.
I think there's a level of commitment there from the dog, because the dog is a very able-bodied dog, and his owner will eventually heal. He just has a broken leg or whatever. So, like, he's limping around, but it's a perfectly healthy dog. And he's just ruining his own day just to let his owner feel all by himself.
Yeah, and like I would love to see like how the vet dealt with that, like telling this man, it's like, no, it's fine. I think your dog just has too much empathy for you.
And in the video, the dog can actually be seen matching his steps with Russell. So Russell's the guy's name, keeping an eye on him as his owner struggles to enter his garden. So he's like limping and the dog's like matching his limp to be like, I better get this right.
So if I don't get this right, he's going to feel bad about himself.
He paid for over $300 in x-rays.
That is rough, man. Rough.
Very good.
But presumably he's also spent quite a bit of money on his fractured leg.
I mean, I think that would probably take up a lot of his money, but that means that he had to get up out of his own house and somehow get to the car, then get to the vets with a broken leg, all like casting up his whole leg, go through all of that thing. He's like, I'm doing it for the dog. I'm doing it for the dog. I gotta get this dog checked. Could be something wrong with him. Then he gets there and he finds out, I travelled the whole way here, multiple days in a row, and you're telling me my dog is fine. It's just a bit sad.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. But he's a very good boy.
Yeah, but my leg, it hurts so bad.
Oh, look who's a good boy.
And the vet has just moved on. It's like, who's a good boy? If you haven't seen that video, by the way, I would absolutely recommend going to find it, because it is truly ridiculous that dog was just like, look, this is the time. I'm just going to have to copy my owner, make him feel wanted.
And try and get a cat to do that, man.
Hey, nothing wrong with cats. What are you talking about?
I've nothing against cats. I'm just saying that they're... And look, nothing against dogs by saying this. I'm just saying a cat is smarter than to pretend to limp.
Yeah, the cat would 100% be like, why the fuck would I limp? I'm fine.
Hurry up.
Hurry up. Feed me. So yeah, that was my good time story for the week, Shaun, because I felt like we needed a bit of a pick-me-up, because our next story involves a man going through a very awkward scenario, is what I'll say. Now, this is...
no.
This is a few weeks old. No, it's not that bad, Shaun, but you calm down. But it's a few weeks old, so this happened like 3 weeks ago. But I only came across it this week, so I apologise. But I have man changes name to Celine Dion after having far too much to drink watching Celine Dion.
Oh, look, we've all been there.
So Thomas Dodd, otherwise now known as Celine, had the idea while watching one of the Canadian singer's concerts on YouTube around New Year's. He thought it would be a great idea to pay £89 to officially take her name, but completely forgot about it when he woke up until the official deed poll documents landed on his doorstep on Wednesday.
That's like, because I've done that where I've bought stuff while happy, and it shows up and it's like, ooh, a gift from myself. But this dude like had to change his passport because of himself.
What are your gift for yourself? Are they ever something that you need?
Never. I will intentionally put something off until I'm like going on a night out, and then I'll buy it on my phone in the bathroom.
Better get some russet spuds. Get 14 kg delivered.
I've got a skip full of russets.
You just wake up and your house is just full of russets. What the fuck was I doing last night?
I mean, I'm happy about it. But
So once you receive your papers, you need to sign them before an independent witness and inform your relevant record holders before your name is considered changed. But Thomas has no plans to go back on his decision and hopes it might get him backstage at one of his idol's future gigs.
oh no, I give him a year before he changes it back.
Yeah. He said...
Because imagine... Sorry, can I just say...
Yeah.
Imagine being friends with this dude and then he's just like... No, I'm the biggest Celine Dion fan. Call me Celine Dion all the time. Full name, Celine Dion.
You have to say it, because you can't just say Celine. Nobody ever calls her Celine.
No, no one has ever called Celine Dion Celine. Like, if we were talking about her, we'd be like, yeah, and Celine has a really good singing voice.
Like, if I said, oh, Celine is really good in Deadpool, you'd say, who the fuck is Celine? But Celine Dion, oh, yeah, she's really good in the soundtrack of Deadpool.
Sung Ashes.
So, he says he admits he is dreading telling his bosses about his new moniker. And that his mom has not seen the funny side. He's a hospitality manager from Tamworth in Staffordshire, and he explained how he came up with his idea after getting absolutely smashed while watching Celine Dion perform a show in Las Vegas on YouTube.
Oh, so it wasn't even like at a concert.
Not even live. Not even live. Sure, everyone's in lockdown.
That's very true. Very true. Look, I've got some advice for this man. I would say that's the way it is. I would say, with regards to the boss, tell him.
Tell him, he's got the discography up. Fair enough.
And look, what he said the morning after, it's all coming back to me.
And also, like, his life at the minute is a bit of like an iceberg crash. Wait, that's a loose one. That's a loose one. It's nearly there.
It's loose, but the sentiment is there. Connor, if you asked me to, I would applaud that.
Fuck's sake.
And look, to anyone else considering this, all I can say is think twice.
Think twice. It's not plain sailing, similar to the Titanic. I've nailed it again.
He's 2 for 2.
2 for 2 with Titanic. So he said, I've become a bit hooked on watching her concerts on YouTube, as it's the next best thing, because he can't go to Las Vegas to see her. I'm a bit obsessed with her, and always have been, but I don't know why it crossed my mind to change my name to her. I can't really remember the night. I forgot all about it the next day. I remember watching the concert, and that's basically all I can remember. The rest of the night is very hazy. I then come home from work on Wednesday, and there's a big white envelope on the floor. It looked quite important, and it was full of all these official certificates. As soon as I read it, I had to sit down in the kitchen. I was like, this can't be real.
That's ridiculous. Imagine coming home from work and your name is different.
Yeah, you left for work as Thomas, and you came back as Celine Dion.
But you don't get any of the benefits of actually being Celine Dion.
Yeah, I think she probably has a few more benefits than you. Unless maybe you can sneak into a hotel. My name's Celine Dion.
Yeah, if you book things on... Well, he's a hospitality manager as well.
That's true, actually, yeah. So he says his mother now finds it funny, as he said, I could have been worse. I could have named myself Boris Johnson.
Who famously performs in Vegas on the regular.
On the regular. So he says, I hope to use this as one time that I can get backstage at a concert and get some first class flights. I am more upset that I haven't inherited the voice or the bank account, but that is something I can work on. He said he's also terrified if he ever gets pulled over by the police.
And why would you be pulled over by the police, Celine?
Imagine he's like 5 kilometres over the speed limit. They pull him over. Name, Celine Dion. Are you having a fucking laugh? Like, we're all fucking trying to do our jobs here, kid. My name's Celine Dion. Yeah, alright, my name's fucking Shakira. Get the fuck, van.
No, it's a long story, officer.
Yeah, so a man has had... We've all had rough nights, Sean. You've said it yourself. You get very drunk, you forget what you do. Is this probably one of the worst ways? Because you are legally changing your name now. You're a different person.
Yeah, and there's a whole host of things that come with that. Your doctor, you know, your driver's license now needs to be redone.
He has to get all his cards changed. Oh no!
That's gonna all of those, like all the Amazon logins and the Netflix. That all has to go.
So, Shaun, moving from one person who had a very bad night, we have another one of our favourite thing is that someone who just decides that the rules do not apply to them. Because I have pilot flies private plane to Wales and lands at closed RAF base so he can go to the beach.
Not the best argument I've ever heard. Especially because there's a lot of things that are adding up here. There's the global bastard is on. You can't really fly wherever you want.
No.
Can't really land in an RAF base without prior approval. I would imagine.
Not great.
And then the beach. It's winter, dude.
It is January and he's in Wales.
That's about as cold as Ireland in January.
Yeah. The pilot. So RAF Valley was closed for the spring bank holiday while repair work was being carried out at that site. Sorry, it was closed for during the spring, right? The pilot attempted to call air traffic control several times during his approach, but received no response, according to the report. Despite this, which is always the best start to a sentence, he proceeded with landing the plane and touched down on runway 19, which was closed for maintenance. RAF Valley Fire Crew said it attended the scene as an emergency, assuming the plane had got into difficulties in flight. So they all come out with the ambulance and everything.
Yeah, there's no emergency crews involved.
Yeah, and you've ruined their day.
Yeah, absolutely. And potentially caused a lot of harm to someone should, in the opposite direction, a plane be in danger.
So, military police then visited the pilot in an attempt to determine what had happened. The pilot reportedly told officers that he had flown to Wales to go to the beach. So, when the pilot was informed about the restrictions in place in Wales due to the ongoing, global bastard, he reportedly told them, and this is one of the worst excuses I've ever heard, it was okay, as he had it 2 months ago.
Oh no! That's not now.
Don't worry, lads. Only a few weeks ago, I had COVID. I'm absolutely fine now, honest to God.
I'm so COVID free that I've not even been tested in months, and I cough on everyone.
So, Shaun, what do you think of this man's plan? He turns up he's driving a private jet. He lands in Wales. And he's like, he must be in the air thinking, I'd love to go to the beach. I don't know why, I just would. And I'm going to land there, go by myself to the beach, and if they ask any questions, sure, I'm fucking clear. Antibodies through the fucking neck, I am. I'm full of antibodies. Sure, I was only 2 months ago. I'm the cure. I'm not vaccinated, but I'm absolutely fine. So I'll just do whatever the fuck I want.
This man does not have his head screwed on right, I don't think. How big was the plane that he was flying? Was it like a one-person plane or like a 747?
It says a private jet, so I don't know other than that. How big would you describe it?
Somewhere in the middle, I would say.
I'd say a private jet is it's middle enough, but still big enough that if you're flying in, why is he flying by himself? Who did he just drop off that his plane was empty? That he decided now's the time to go to the beach?
Yeah, like... I don't think I would... Like, if I had a private jet, I don't think I'd ever fly on my own. Like, I would just ask strangers, like, do you want to get on a private jet for a bit? And they'd be fine with it. And then we'd fly wherever we want.
But have you ever been on a plane with people that are annoying? You're just like, oh,
every time.
Yeah, every time. There's always someone annoying. The more people you ask, the more likely it is you're going to find someone who's just like a weird, like, snorer or like sleeps, something like that.
Yeah, but everyone's going to be nice to me because I'm flying the plane.
Why? You're flying your own jet?
Like, what? I don't have the... Connor, I spent all my money on the jet. I don't have money for a private pilot.
Think logically. I spent 2 million on the jet. I don't have 50 quid to pay a pilot.
Come on, I need to prioritise spending here, so I bought the jet and no way to fly it.
Someone
so
help me budget this. Somebody, please. $10 on food.
Maybe you should buy less planes.
2 billion on jets. Yeah, I don't know. I think this guy, I feel like in the world that we're in right now, I feel like this is really showing the people that are just like, fuck it, I can do whatever I want no matter what.
Yeah, I am above the law.
Yeah. But Sean, that man did not have the worst day this week, I think. Because, you know, people can get into relationships a lot, and sometimes your partner, either male or female, can maybe get a bit jealous. Maybe a bit, you know, angry at certain things. Maybe you did something to piss them off. Whatever it is. But sometimes that anger is misjudged. And even wrong in what you're doing, because I have confused jealous wife stabs husband after seeing pictures of him with another woman. The woman in the pictures were her younger self.
Wow.
A woman who apparently didn't recognise herself in an old photo stabbed her husband when she suspected he was having an affair.
But surely, unless she just glanced at the pictures, has she had a drastic image change in the last few years?
Even then, would you still recognise photos of yourself?
You would think so. Or, like, surely he looked younger as well.
Maybe he just ages gracefully. Maybe he looked the same.
Maybe. Now, how... Imagine trying to explain that, like as the argument is building and the you know the full on screaming match is going on.
And we've all been in an argument that makes no sense. Everyone listening to this,
but like, it just being no, what it's you.
Yeah, that's exactly what you'd say, wouldn't it? Now, if you were cheating on me, you bastard.
But wouldn't like. Why would I lie about this?
Why would you evidence? There's clearly evidence. Look, there's a photo of you with another woman. I'm not stupid.
But it's framed on our mantelpiece.
It says Mr. and Mrs. It's our wedding day photo. You're in a dress. It turns out that she herself was that other woman. She found photos of him with a younger woman while going around the house. The photo of the couple was taken years ago when they were dating, police in Mexico said. Authorities from the station reported that a suspect identified only as Leonora N. was arrested for wounding her husband, 1N, with a knife after finding several photos on his cell phone.
Right. Interesting that she went straight for the knife.
Like, she finds the photos on the cell phone, she goes straight to death.
Like, I think there's other issues going on besides that. You know, like, if anyone's first response is murder, I would get away from that person.
But I feel he might have fucked himself over with the first thing he said back to her. Because this next sentence, I feel like the fire is low, or the fire is building. You do not want to pull gasoline out. That is step one. Because the husband who managed to take the knife from her said, calm down. And he explained that the photos were in fact them, back when they were more youthful and slim.
Oh.
That's a rickety bridge. That's a rickety bridge that man is on.
That's, like, you've swapped one argument for another there, sir.
No, you're so silly. That's you when you were young and fit. You idiot. You're now old and fat, but you were young and fit back then.
God, you were great.
Like, you were so skinny. You know what I mean? And so young. So young. We were just so young and skinny, you know what I mean? Now, you're different. Now, am I saying the wrong things here? Now you're different,
Why am I still being stabbed?
Why are you still stabbing me? I'm explaining it perfectly. But apparently, one story was actually that he had digitised the old snapshots of them to store on his cell phone, which is actually a romantic thing to do.
Quite wholesome, yeah.
Quite wholesome. So he was finding old photos of them and like digitising them so he could have them on his phone forever. And then she comes home, finds the photo on his phone and must think it's from the last week or two and just assumes it's some other woman.
Yeah, but again, I wouldn't go straight for the knife.
I mean, this still... Shaun, no matter what hairstyle you have, would you still recognise yourself in a photo?
I like to think I would. Yeah. I've been told I have a distinctive face. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Hideous. Horrible.
Well, question's been answered right there.
I'm thankful we don't have to do this in the same room anymore, Shaun. Absolutely.
He's thankful for a global pandemic. It's that bad. Right.
No, but I do think that no matter what you look like, surely you still recognise yourself. That is like surely there's something in our brains, like genetically, that we still recognise us.
But, like, would you not, if you saw like your partner having pictures with someone else, in I'm assuming a romantic setting, surely you would zoom in on the face and be like, do I know this person?
Straight to stab. Straight to knife, ask questions later.
But at least once you've zoomed in, you know, you have you have the new target, essentially.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like she's already got the target in her head. Do you think what happened maybe was she was already pissed off at something he had said or done? Because one is clearly not showing he's the most tactful. That was back when you were young and fit, is what one of his lines were. So, I feel like maybe she was already mad. He had forgotten to do something or he'd said something wrong previously in the day. It wasn't going to take much to set her off.
No, it could have been weeks of building and building and building.
Because he kept going on about how young and fit she used to be.
Do you know, I've been learning Photoshop.
And honest to God, it's doing loads of work on your photos. It's keeping me busy. Honest to God now.
And my God, is there work to do.
And now the old ones, not so much these days. Fucking hell, my wrist is sore. My wrist is sore working on the Photoshop.
I think we've done this man, like, from one throwaway comment he made, we've made him out to be an absolute critical prick.
I think he's just nice. I think he was just like, I was digitising old photos of us, and he's trying to explain that to her while she's like kamikaze swinging for his head.
Just going absolutely ham with, like, I'm assuming quite a big knife.
Oh, like in my head it's the Molman knife, yes.
Yeah, that's exactly the knife I was thinking.
So we're gonna move on, Shaun, because Florida Man, he's not gonna take all this nonsense that has gone on this week, like just lying down. He's gonna have two stories of his own, because Florida Man doesn't go a week without showing up in one way or another. Because I have naked Florida Man stole and then crashed police car.
Not this man was in GTA, I think.
5 stars.
Yeah. 5 stars instantly. Helicopters on their way.
A naked Florida man stole what news footage showed to be a marked police vehicle and crashed it in a wooded area. Joshua Schenker, 22, was arrested after Thursday's crash on charges including theft of a motor vehicle, aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, depriving an officer of means of communication, which is a strange one, or protection, and resisting an officer without violence, according to the Sheriff's Office report.
Oh, well, at least it was resisted without violence, shall we say.
Officers responded to reports of a naked man running along the interstate in western Jacksonville shortly before noon on Thursday. Schenker was lying in the roadway when an officer stopped on the opposite side of the route. The report said, Schenker then sprang up and ran across the highway lanes as the traffic kept going towards the officer. the redacted report didn't say how Schenker stole the vehicle, but it is confirmed that he somehow got past the authorities and got into the car and drove away.
He had God mode on. He just ran through us.
He had the Crash Bandicoot. He had the mask. He was perfect. You couldn't kill him.
That mask as well. I don't think I've ever successfully gotten that mask in my life.
What do you mean?
You know the way you can get the mask and I was always told as a kid that if you got 3 of them, he would go onto your face.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Does that actually happen?
Yeah, that happens.
Well, I've never done that. It's like really hard.
Two kids talking. Oh, you haven't lived, man. You just have not lived. You know what I mean?
It's fucking great. You know?
My second cousin's big brother's little brother once did that. He did it 3 times in one day.
Fuck, he works for PlayStation.
He works for PlayStation. He can get you kicked off YouTube in a second. Don't fucking start with him.
Oh my god. And he's a Marine.
He's a Marine. But Sean, this naked Florida man, his tactic is run along the interstate naked. That's step 1. Step 2, lie in the middle of the road. When the police arrive, initiate step 3. And that includes springing up, running, barefoot I can only assume, across stones, not letting them slow down, somehow getting past the officer and into the vehicle and driving away without getting caught.
It is impressive in a lot of ways. I mean, he is as aerodynamic as he can be.
There's nothing, there's no drag. Not one bit of drag.
No, he has smooth sailing through him. I can only assume leaps through an open police car window.
You don't want him sliding on the bonnet.
Oh, no. It'd be hot as well.
Oh, that's not good for the car nor his bum.
No, one thing is getting stuck to another thing there, I think.
And there's just rippage. You do not want that.
Rippage. Did you have to use the word rippage there?
I felt it was the best way to encapsulate what I was thinking.
I'll allow it this once, but please never say rippage again.
No problem. What about if I'm playing Beyblades?
Well, then you gotta let it rip.
Let it rip, obviously.
This Florida man is like the purest energy of Florida man, because it's a ludicrous situation that he somehow got away with, but then got caught.
Yeah, like he makes the attempt to get away, somehow, naked, gets past the officer, who I'm assuming has a gun, gets into the car without causing any violence, drives away, and you're thinking, you're away. I mean, there's probably a tracker on every car, but you are away currently, and they catch him minutes later having crashed into a tree.
Like, it's poetic in a way, but also, he won't be the last Florida man to do this, will he?
I think Florida man, this could be a new game. Get naked, get in the middle of the road, wait for the police to arrive, and you have to steal the car without dying.
And then you post it on TikTok.
TikTok, obviously. Like, where else are you going to post it? But, Sean, we're going to finish Weird News this week with a Florida man who had some very wise words for a detective when they asked him to pull over. Because he said, I would have crashed, fleeing suspect claims he was driving too fast to pull over, police say.
Oh, that's the Simpsons thing of that man is going too fast for a ticket.
A Florida man who fled from officers said he was trying to get home to his mom and claimed he was driving too fast to pull over, according to the police department. Police say they saw Nicholas de Bettes, 18, driving a red Hyundai at an extremely high rate of speed on Thursday, around 11:15 p.m, near the intersection of North Dixie Avenue, everyone's favourite avenue. And they turned on their lights in an attempt to get him to stop. Records show de Bettes passed several locations where he could have stopped, but instead decided against it, and continued driving constantly to a trailer park on North Dixie Avenue, where he then parked his car. The police
if he stopped, they would have caught him, Connor.
The police arrived minutes later, parked up, and arrested him. And after he was placed in handcuffs, the deputy arrived and said the Beatties had an outstanding warrant, adding that she had tried to pull him over earlier that night, but he sped away and she was unable to catch up.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. They never get away.
They never escape. But in the list of like excuses for speeding and not stopping, where does "I was going too fast" come in?
I mean, I feel like it might be an oxymoron, because the only reason you're going too fast to slow down is because you're breaking the law by going too fast.
Oh my God. Are you a philosopher?
Socrates, take that, bitch! I've got you!
You just called out Socrates.
I did! I know he can't challenge me back to a fight. I have this one shot.
You pick fights with the dead now?
Da Vinci, you're fucking next. Don't be sitting over there fucking cocky, right? But we have the Beatties. He claims he's driving too fast to slow down. And he claimed he was speeding because his mother wanted him to come home for an unknown reason. And he added that he was driving too fast to stop. So Shaun...
Did he not know the reason?
He didn't even know the reason. He was just speeding home because of this fucking anticipation of what it could be.
Okay, so surely the reason then is that, son, there's some burglars in the house and I need police officers here fast.
Or there's a medical situation.
Yeah, that you need a lot of attention very quickly. So the faster the son can drive, the faster help will get there. So in a weird way, he's kind of a hero.
Is Florida Man the hero?
I think so.
Very loosely. Like, not really. Because he said, I would have tried to stop quicker, but I would have crashed the vehicle if I had skidded that fast. I mean, officer, surely you can understand. Like, I would have stopped, but sure, that would have been dangerous to the other drivers. I decided to keep going.
So, look, first of all, you're welcome. There's no need to say anything more on that. But second of all...
First of all, you're welcome.
And I'll be honest, Connor, I didn't have a second of all.
First of all, you're welcome. Second of all, you can give me a Medal of Honour at some stage. I'm free all next week. I've nothing on. My mother, she is a thief. I brought you here because, I mean, she should go to jail. She's robbing my own house.
That's it. And look, if you need me to come down to the station, I can be there immediately.
Yeah, like, I can be there in seconds. This car will go fucking 160. Easy.
Well, the fastest car goes.
It's like 200 if I put the foot down. If I really let rip, you wouldn't even believe it. You would. Oh, you would. Oh, you've
seen it. You've clocked it, Grant.
Alright, you clocked it. How fast was I going? I must have been bucking it.
Oh, new record, lads.
He's looking around for high fives, yeah? Yeah? No?
Or what if he was like, oh, I was faster last time?
Yeah, no, yeah. When earlier on I got away from her at like 205. I could only manage 190. That's the only reason you caught me, lads. I was being easy.
Look, rain on the road, you know.
Sure, look, give me a 5-minute head start. Honest to God, I don't even live here. This is not my mother. Just give me a 5-minute head start, I'll get away.
That's it. And then, look, we'll call it even, officers.
Florida Man, you were just constantly finding new ways to come up with reasons for breaking the law, and I'm all about that.
Yeah, we somehow respect your ingenuity every week.
But Shaun, that is actually it for this week's Weird News.
What a hectic week of weird news. I'm glad we had some mysteries and some classic Florida Man antics in that one. That was nice.
I mean, I think that's the perfect it's the perfect encapsulation of what weird news is.
That's true. So to that end, share this episode with your friends. Actually, no, one human being.
Sorry.
We've rethought it. One human being.
Shaun, how many episodes of this have you done?
Including this one?
Including this one, yeah.
A couple.
How many times have we ever said, share this with your friends?
It doesn't sound right, does it? It doesn't sound
seems
nice.
a bit like drop that like. hit that
It's a bit
subscribe button.
YouTubey, yeah.
Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe. Ring that bell. Next time we upload, you'll know all about it, guys.
Smash that podcast review button.
Actually, if you could give us a review, though, that'd be really good. That'd be really helpful.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no, that'd be really helpful. Even 5 stars, anything at all is really good. But do not share this with your friends. That is one thing I will say. Because, Sean, what is the one rule we have here?
The one rule we have is tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one. You're only allowed one friend in this scenario.
That's it. And you should always be friends with yourself as well. Let's just get
So
that
really, you should go, wow, what a nice show. That's it.
Really, let us grow naturally.
Do you want to take us out in any other way, Sean?
Yes, thanks everyone for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, next Monday with an episode of Movie Mondays, and then the following Wednesday with another Weird News Wednesdays. Big thank you has to go out to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. Patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast, by the way. We recently uploaded our review of Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a whole heap of fun to speak about a good film for a change.
It was so nice.
If you like to live a bit more on the edge, there's a whole host of terrible films up there. There's the likes of Daredevil and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay, let's not throw Power Rangers in there, but okay.
I'm just saying it's the worst one we've ever reviewed. It's irredeemable.
Jingle all the way, surely.
Oh, I know the other ones we've reviewed.
Fan 4 stick.
I'm well aware.
Shit.
But big thank you to patrons Waffles Williams, Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Ray Ging, Roisin Hally, Ryan Evanson, Shaun Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Green, Annie Hjelmroos, Richard McGrew and Luke Hothoff Podcast.
I think you'll find it's Little Dicky, Richard McGrew.
Please, Richard was his father. It's Little Dicky McGrew.
Little Dicky McGrew. Also, I would be perfectly fine if everyone on the Patreon gave themselves a fun name. I'm all about that.
And yeah, and look, if it's too complicated for me to say, can you spell it phonetically, please?
Just something dumb. I just want to hear him say dumb words.
They're just going to make me say really awful things.
Our first patron this week is I Hate Children. I Hate Children Waffles. No. Damn you.
Curses. Foiled again. But what's also in the description there, it's a link to the merch store if you want to get some Heroes for Hire merch. Thanks everyone sending in photos of that. It's really cool to see. And there's also the socials, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and our email, heroesforhire_@outlook.com.
I think that's about it.
I think that's about it, Connor.
So I've been Connor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Mean.
And we'll see you next week, guys.